Hey everyone, this is Lisa from the Rhinestone World, and in this video we're going to be making this Love multi-deck stars and stripes shirt. We're going to be brushing in our rhinestones and learning how to press vinyl and rhinestones together on our heat press. So we'll be using our TRW crystal stones and Caesar glitter. So I have my materials ready to brush in my rhinestones. So this design is from our website. I did do a video on how to cut by color. You can find that in the description. So this is going to be a multi-deck design, which means we're going to be using vinyl and rhinestones. So I've already cut my two colors of vinyl. You can see I'm going to have this red outline, and then right inside of it I'm going to have this blue. So I like to do this little contrast between the O and the other letters, just kind of give it that little bit. And then we'll have our little rhinestone outline on here. So let's go ahead and move this to the side, and we're going to start brushing in our template. So our magic flock template was cut on my Cameo, and I just put my sticky flock or my magic flock template onto this right here. So let's go ahead, let's place this on here. And you can see we have it on here. And the great thing about this template, it is reusable. I can lift it up and use it again. So let's go ahead and pour my rhinestones. When I have a lot of rhinestones, I put them in a sort of jar. A lot of times you'll see them in Gatorade bottles or water bottles. I like the big mouth of a mason jar, so I'll do something like that. So we're going to put a whole bunch of rhinestones. The key is you want to do more rhinestones than you think you're going to need, because they kind of roll off of each other to get into the spots. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to do gentle circles, and I'm doing a really light touch. You don't want to put down a lot of fours, you just kind of want to guide your rhinestones into place. And the way these rhinestones work is that they're kind of pointed, and your template material is a little bit raised. So because you have a lot of rhinestones, they kind of roll around, and if they're upside down, they'll roll right out. And if they're right side up, they'll sit flat. So if you ever have one that's upside down, if you get another little pile and kind of brush it in there, it'll help guide itself in the spot. So I'm just going to keep going. You can see I'm just going really quickly to kind of get it started. And now I have the majority of them filled in, so I'm going to take my brush and kind of go to the side and start getting these extras out of here. So I'm not focusing too much on any individual stones. It looks so far that I have most of them already flipped over, so I don't have to do much later. But even if there is one that's upside down or one that's missing, right now all I'm doing is I'm trying to just get the excess out of here. And so I'm just holding my brush flat and gently going to the side. You don't want to press down too hard, because that's how you can actually pop these rhinestones out of here. You know, it's not 100% it's going to keep them in, so you want to make sure you're not bumping them out. You know, this is kind of like a guideline for them. It's not like a, you know, a notch that they just fit in and never leave. So let's go ahead, we're just going to keep going to the side. So now I'm just getting these extras out. These are like rhinestones that are caught inside their lines, things like that. And so if you have a rhinestone that's caught in between stones and it's not coming out, all you have to do is find a different direction to bring your brush in, and it'll find its way out. A lot of times it just might not go a certain way. So you can see I have one right here. Just went that way. So now all my rhinestones are in place. I don't have any extras, and that was a really good run. They're all right side up. But if you notice, look how many extra stones I have here. So this is one thing to note, is I used a lot of rhinestones. And so the more rhinestones you use, the easier it is for them to roll in place. So let's go ahead and move this to the side, because I want to place my tape to pick it up. We're going to use our acrylic hot fix tape. So I have my tape here. I'm just going to cut a piece that will cover my rhinestones. So we're just going to kind of use this as a guide. And then I'm going to cut over here. And so this tape you can actually reuse a couple times. As long as it still picks up rhinestones, you're all good. So some people like to do a horseshoe. I like to go from the side when I pick up my rhinestones. So I'm just going to kind of brush these out of the way, so I don't want to pick up too many with my tape. Let's kind of back this up a little bit too. So I have my tape like this. I'm just going to put down one side. I like to use this as an anchor. Now when you do your tape, you want to commit, so just drop it right away. Don't start and then stop, because if you do, you'll actually kind of like pick up some of the stones but not all of them, and you'll have to start over, and no one really likes that. So I'm just going to kind of smooth over the rhinestones to make sure it's being picked up by the tape. You can use your brush to do this too. I like using my hand just because I think you know, I can get a better handle on it. So we're just gonna lift this up. And if you have any that are left behind, that's totally okay. Just bring our tape down and pick it up. Let's go ahead and keep going. So it worked out pretty well, and part of it is because I really smoothed it to make sure I had that. So we're just gonna take our tape and we're just gonna put our backing right back on here until we're ready to press. So we're gonna kind of take this, put this down, and so you'll notice a couple rhinestones made on the edge of my tape. That's not a big deal. Just kind of pick at it, get it off. And so we have that all set over here. So before I go to press, I like to clean up my mess. So we're gonna go over here. Let's take our template off of here. You wanna take care of this, keep it clean. And I always like to put it on the paper backing of the tape that I cut for this because it's basically cut to the right size anyway. So let's go ahead and store it on here. And you know, got some extra rhinestones here. We're just gonna kind of brush those off. All right, so now we just wanna get our rhinestones back. So I'm just gonna use my scoop to clean them up. It's basically just like a dustpan, like brushing. So we're just gonna kind of grab all these stones. When I have a whole bunch, I kind of use my hand to kind of gather them a little bit too. So we'll go ahead, bring this up. And I'm gonna brush this into my scoop. And so you'll see my scoop has a hollow handle in it. And so this is what holds my rhinestones, so I can clean it up without a mess. So we're gonna kind of go over here, bring this over here, and just make our little pile. So we have this all set. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these stones in here to kind of show you how this scoop works. So I have my rhinestones in here. We're just gonna take this cork out. And this is why I like mason jars, because it's really easy to take the cork out over it. All my rhinestones are gone. And then I'm all set to go. So we're gonna go ahead and head over to the heat press and press our rhinestones and vinyl. We have our shirt here. So I'm using a J America glitter tee. This is their gold glitter, which is really nice. I like it, and it works well for something like this that we're gonna do for like the Olympics or something, because we can use our shirt as the white in our design. So I have this on my Stahl's 15 by 15 max press. We're gonna go ahead and just do a pre-press. This gets my moisture and wrinkles out. Kind of gets me all set up for my next few presses. So now we have our shirt here. Now I'm gonna start lining up my vinyl for this. And what I wanna do is I wanna press my vinyl first. So with vinyl and rhinestones, the way you get proper application is, one, by the proper temperature, but also, more importantly, your pressure. So the heat will activate your vinyl to get it to come off the carrier, but your pressure and your dwell time, or the amount of time under the press, is what gets it to stay. So in order to get our vinyl to stay on our shirt, we want to press our vinyl first because our rhinestones are raised. So what we're going to do is we're just going to press this for a couple seconds, enough to get our vinyl off the carrier, but not enough for it to be on there so long that it starts shrinking. So let's go ahead and bring our press down. So I have my press set at 325 degrees. So typically the Caesar glitter that I'm using here, it presses between 315 and 320, and our rhinestones press around 335. So whenever we do both, we kind of just split the difference. So I have my press at 325 degrees. So we're gonna line up our second color. So this design is set up to have space between the colors. You can kind of see it in here. It works out well because it defines the colors a little bit, but it also sneaks in that little white to it. And I did this little outline around it because, you know, it kind of defines it when we have those stars knocked out. So let's go ahead and remove this. So again, just a couple seconds. And now we're ready to line up our rhinestones. So we're gonna take our rhinestones, our hot fix tape, peel this off our paper backing. And so these are our crystal stones. These are SS10, which is a 3mm stone. That's your most common size. We're gonna kind of set this up around our design. So this is made to have a nice bit of space around it. So we're gonna kind of Bring this up a little bit. And I can bring my shirt up a little bit too. We'll just kind of nudge that, get that going. And now we're ready to do our full press. So I'm going to finish off this press for 15 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and bring this down and press it for 15 seconds. All right, and whenever you do a thinner shirt, like a lady shirt with rhinestones, you want to separate it right away. You just want to make sure the glue from the rhinestones doesn't go through the shirt, because if it goes through the shirt and then it dries, it will basically glue your shirt shut. So we'll go over here. We can remove this hot or cold. Let's go ahead and take off our hot fix tape. And this tape you can actually reuse. As long as it still picks up rhinestones, you can keep using it. So I'm going to go ahead and put it right back on my backing. And I can probably use it at least 2 more times. And then we'll put my template back on here. And we're all set to go with that. So now we have our red, white, and blue Stars and Stripes Love multi-dec design. So you can get this design on our website. And we also have this shirt. You can buy this shirt online. It can be anywhere between $5 to $8, and this design can easily sell for $25. So a lot of great profits with that, and with the Olympics coming up and summer just around the corner, this is a great design that you can add to your inventory. So if you have any questions, comment below, or you can email us at info@therhinestoneworld.com.